Long said, "That's why you've been doing this for so many years." They still refuse to destroy humanity. Sao bird confirmation is not wrong. Humanity exists. We are worth taking advantage of the old man. If not, don't wait and love God. We can say it. It was directly swallowed by the old man. Geo Long asked anxiously what to do now. The red bird said, "Of course, listen to the old man. Take the rest of the world and find it. I told you two animals rushed to Kwangwi City. I'm standing here in terror, like an avocado. I want to ask you to wear it." The clothed man hurriedly turned to speak. "I have 2 children at the top." He too quickly went to open 10,000 ghosts, love spirit great battle. I heard that and rushed to work. Dress up right now. I looked up at the sky and said. So he quickly changed. Longbok merchant monk. A muscular body with muscles rolling. Turned into a white dragon. He screamed loudly. It reminds me to wear a shirt and run away. These two are strong. There's even stronger air in the back. I'm afraid there are thousands of ghosts who love the spirit battle and Bok Long. You are not their opponent either. As IP Yao firmly said, Kwangwi Kai City is behind. This is already our last refuge. If you fight and die here, it's like our fate. Already said, IP dressed straight up to fight in the way of love. I saw him fly. It also surprised the two animals. There are humans. He wants to fight a death battle with us. That's interesting. The red bird glared coldly. It uses the speed of melancholy. Straight to the dress. The two sides touch each other to form a bright explosion. It's a big hole in the ground. That's why the rock crumbled. The distance is also because of this confrontation. Trembling with wonder, the whole world is in shock. This is the duel of the SAO peak transmission. Master Yi wears. Continuous explosions in the sky. Explosive power burst out. IP and the red bird were extremely fierce. Consecutive blows caused the bird to be thrown out the back. Itake says obnoxious. It's just a small human being. You can fight to that extent with me. I told you it opened the mine. And then it's launched into a fiery fire to the eucalyptus. He won't give up either. Immediately stretch the abdominal muscles to the buttocks. Blow out the bright energy to fight back. The bird hurriedly took up its wings. This trick is too hard. The dragon on one side saw that and hurried up. Let me come to help you. So it's headed straight for IP. And he was beaten up by its enormous body. Body wobbling but gushing blood mouth. Talk to my power. It doesn't last long. Glancing at the back. Aesthetic 1,000 ghosts love spirit battle has started, so he flew back to France. Surprised the bird and asked to run. Follow me to the land. Everyone in the city right now. To see in the sky, it's the silhouette of the big bird. Then horror screams. Great delight, one person shouted, "Stop looking. Quickly go to the Emperor's tunnel." The two animals are still madly coming. But quickly, they have been bounded by thousands of demons. Sleeve. The hateful bird screams what a battle this is when. The local dragon next to him also hesitated to speak. Then immediately, the spirits in the battle of the Fa. It amazes to lovers. I love that there are thousands of Japanese. And the bird opened its mouth. Release the gas source to attack the dragon. Fuck you. Why can't you kill them all? The bird screams ridiculously. Dare to use the spirit to deal with us. I will let you open your eyes with the real power of love. And then it opens up, and the mind screams. The ground from afar seemed to shake violently. Remote. Immediately, thousands of animals are rushing frantically. The smoke is thick. The animals are rushing towards the citadel. I am glad they stopped showing their love. There are billions of them in the mountains. Watch out, the blood of Kuang Wei Kai for so many years. It will be cut off today. Look at the animals below. That makes the world shiver. You see, the two animals here are laughing. He looked at the wild animals in front of him. But admire the tidal assault. I'm afraid we couldn't get out of here. Okay, the scene collapses in front of you. Look at the children who hurt you. Say pity for the children of Kuang Wei Kai City. Went to rub a boy's head and asked him, "Are you afraid or not?" The child understands the joke of the family. I'm not afraid. The priest here has just taken control of the battle. I just said, Master IP, if we have a chance, we'll cover for you to get out of here. You are a great spiritual lover. If you use all your strength, maybe we can find a way to live. As a result, the young people are all dead. It doesn't matter if we run away. Finally, you just die old in this vast mountain. The priest wants to stop as he wears. Bluntly, say nothing. But that, I would rather fight and die for the glory of the city. It is better than living in this world. The kids are talking about the family. My father told me from a young age that you are the god of light. We just need you here. We're not afraid of anything. Others also agree. It makes me close my eyes. If you fight and die today, people also seem to die without regret. Over here, the animals are attacking the boundary. Love spirit in the battle Lao to fight back. Yi too exerted herself to control Love OT. Stop the animals. Two sides fight fiercely. The animals were also destroyed a lot. But the animals kept coming. They're going crazy straight to France. The tree now shows signs of breaking. The red bird laughed, haha. This game will be destroyed very quickly. Then I'll see where you can run. The fans kept coming straight into the battle. The dragon said, "At that time I will bring you all to eat." Even the body is no longer fast. The border here is broken. They also try to fight to the end. The soldiers inside were trembling with fear. Then suddenly a broken sound came out. The battle was broken. The animals are screaming right now. The stronger they rush to the border. The cry of sorrow echoed. Inside the battle, everyone is hiding here. From the old to the young. Every man is ready to dance. Ere to fight at any time. Suddenly, Yang Han came dispensing medicine for each person. Then I also hold the medicine in my hand. She thinks once she's mentally exhausted. Strength can only eat the soul. This knit comes out. At the same time 10 times 0 folding power, the soul will also slowly fade away. People think this is the last contribution. I'm a practicing monk. You can make Kuang Wei Kai. The red-haired girl here saw Yang Xin like that. I thought the photographer. If you don't even come back, we can only meet under 9. The photographer in the squad is breathing hard. I am the first genius of Kuang Wei Kai City. I also promised you to protect everyone. Look at the animals in front of you and silently call CACA. The dragon is now laughing with a big mouth. I'm glad to say it cracked. 10,000 years ago, people had this kind of battle. It's not even that we're slowly leveling or SAO. You think that? Such a battle hall. They can stop us. He opened his mouth and sprayed it. It causes the boundary to create a huge gap. Everyone shouted that they were here. The animals screamed furiously. Soon the war broke out. The 7-bar screams of the people uttered. The animals attacked strongly, caused the pillar to break apart, along with the bodies of countless people. The dragon laughed excitedly. Fight and shout, you'll all be eaten. The body is no longer. Here, the martial artists incarnate to protect civilians. Let the love master block the front. They quickly transform and then rush to attack. It makes me feel so cold. He jumped up into the air and screamed out for an hour. Suddenly, the lights in the distance were shining straight up. He was surprised to say that there was something in the mountain. I love the SAO legend. At this time, the magical beasts appear flaming. So the animals came straight here. They're screaming relentlessly and violently. The priest's eyes were shining for an hour. Then summon the enchanted snow spirit of madness. Attack the animals. The bird commented, the basic human race cannot win. If you don't have to keep, you guys have a little help. 10,000 years ago, the human race was destroyed. In the battle here, people are trying to use their lives to stop the animals. Seeing the danger in front of Yang Xin stood stupidly. Face-to-face talks to this extent. You can only take out the medicine in your hand. Is unexpected. There was a tornado in the sky. Next is the gas source. A bright column crashed down. Like an atomic bomb. The smoke is thick. The animals are splashing. They screamed furiously in the blazing gas. The bewildered bird asked, "What's going on in those lame pants?" Surprised when the smoke died out. Then the cool trach appeared. To speak against my city of Quang Wei Kai. Only death said, and then swung the blow to Ra. Let the animals be colored by that blow. See the source of power. The panicked bird screamed horribly. The dragon is not right. This is the power of the world. Now the sky is spinning. The lights came out. Quickly, the pillars of power came crashing down. They are working together as superheroes. Photoelectric appearance solution. Save this place and scare the animals out of their pants. Can only shout the screams of the end of life. Just a few basic lines. I was able to handle them quickly. In the blink of an eye, a ray of light came as if to consume the lovers. Make the bird with the dragon here. Standing like an avocado, I can only watch silently. The sword now appeared cold. He glanced at. Just seeing that look made to animals lose their nape hair. Love Village, La Hamlet. I am now looking up at the sky. Open the borders of the little spirit to the world. It's not just love. He breathes red. And then it goes back to its original form. Right now, in front of him, he's calling his grandfather. It made the tares of the sheep suddenly fall. I called my grandfather and ran to hug him. It makes me feel so good to wear it. You're finally back. The priest next to him also wiped the corners of his eyes slightly. Miss, you are finally here. People around them go up and they talk loudly. A wounded soldier full of himself asked. It's over. The photographer took a breath and said they were all here. Fortunately, we arrived in time. He glanced in the distance. The sword here. I'm going to finish off these two wild animals. The regent ordered. Those are the two we can still use. The sword bowed to the order. Yes, master. He flew past these two animals. They were immediately slashed 10 times. The blood spilled. Here, the photographer went to ask Mr. How's everyone doing? The dress code is not a big deal. Fortunately, thousands of ghosts love the battle. It's helped us persevere for a while. Suddenly, he flew down and said, if you're late, a little light will be real. The photographer laughed. Fortunately, people are not good. The Lord praised the Lord. Not expected your power has reached such a level. It's about opening people's eyes. You may be the 6th generation of the high rise. Right. Confirm. Wrong. A high-level position called the Long Canaria. Hearing this name makes me curious. He said he always had to take the old man to see the photographer. I said I'll be back this time. I also brought back my life. You can not only save the life of your father, I can recondition your body for you. Hearing this makes IP Yan full of surprises. 2 eyes lit up. Yang Han is here to call the little brother photographer. You're finally back. She was in tears. He said he hadn't seen Yang Han in a long time. Billions and billions of styles are still the same. He put his hand on his face and asked why. Billions have aged a lot. On the contrary, my brother has been so outstanding. The photographer was happy to say he was joking. Billions will be forever young. Finished talking, the photographer threw Cho Yang Han a pot of medicine. It surprised her. He laughed and said that this medicine not only increased the practice VI, it is possible to let billions forever keep their youth. Let billions and billions forever be so beautiful. That made Yang Hander ask forever. Youth is real or fake? The photographer claims it's true. I was glad to get it in a hurry. Thank you, photographer. If you want something in return, at any time, anyone can tell a billion people to laugh, haha. Billion as a customer. Yang Xin teased what to be afraid of. Maybe they can eat you or something. Turn around and say the days are long. You just came back. I won't bother you. Say it and turn your back. The photographer now looks back. Suddenly, I ran to hug him. I said, I'm finally back. Harry looked at his father. The mother of the child is not filial. He was late, laughed happily, and replied not too late. The photographer is also running to call the CA photographer. Hai came to praise. Little really has a plan. If it's not a drink. I am afraid that the whole city of light has been destroyed. Ask the glass. What state are you in now? It's already a legend. The photographer laughed. That's right. It's a legend. In my mind, finally, me, it has also changed the fate of Kwang Wei Kai. And they're all still alive. The Lord spoke with joy. Such a young girl. It's really bad for heaven. Our family. Finally, there has also been a legendary fake power. The photographer looked over. Park Z and 6 adventurers are also reunited with their families. He closed his eyes and said, it's time to settle past life debts. Then glared at the 2 animals. Make them pull up their hair and scream in fear. When he tried to run away, he stopped his head. Why do you want to run away again? The dragon is crying. It has nothing to do with us. We are just a working class. The photographer glared at me. Who told you to come here? The land dragon is really old. It's the old forces that have nothing to do with us. The shivering bird said, we've had no intrusions before. By Quang Wei Kai City, the old man ordered us to come here. We dare not listen. The photographer was surprised. 6. He came to tell the photographer not to waste words with them. Just kill them. 6 cold adventures. The bright eyes come. The pressure makes the two animals cry out in pain. The photographer asked, this old man is yours. Did it come from the Dragon Kingdom? Right, he has that. What the bird replied. This old man of theirs. We've broken through to the heavens. In the legend. 6 silly adventurers who asked the fate of Sao. Haha. What else do I think it was? Let's see if we can get him here. Listening to this makes two animals itch. The old man here is full of questions. The old man was sitting stupidly under the tree. Then suddenly, there's air coming from above. It makes him stupid to ask who. Just for a moment, now on the side of the two lovers. They looked at their eyes and their mouths in wonder. 6 adventurers do not bring me scammer to ask. Your ancestors. Is it this insect or not? The local dragon asked the old man. Why did you turn so small? Frantic response. Of course, the lack of this round caught me. 6 adventure pleasure laugh, haha. The photographer on one side also laughed softly. And then, he hands out 2 light sources pointing to 2 animals. The bird wondered what this was. The photographer explained, I am in your body. I've hit the spell. From now on, you have to stay here. Protect the city for me. If in your heart have any thoughts of betrayal, we can all touch it. I just need to remember the most. This seal will explode. They will explode you to the death. Do you understand or not? The 2 animals immediately said yes. We're going to take half a step. He did not go to protect the city. 6 funny talk. Looks like you know what's safe. Protect Quang Wei Kai City. There is no lack of benefit for you. The photographer turned to ask, this mess is who sent you here? Chain Code Fear trembling said, my gods are sent by God's love. I heard that, causing the Lord to ask again, what do you love? The horse said that God sent me. Tell me, kill all the people of the world. This word made the photographer stare furiously. 6 surprising adventurers carried up to ask. To destroy all mankind, if we don't go back. Quang Wei Kai City, it's not all killed or Sao. Then turn to the photographer. God's love is to kill us like that. Let's destroy them together. Parksy ran to say photographer. We all listen to you. The photographer said, dealing with love is also a matter of sooner or later. But now, they also have high-ranking martial artists. He may even be the mayor of the city. We are temporary, still no way to deal with them. The male guard was worried, so he had to do something about it. Silence for a few seconds. Then tell us to take turns. Take the people of Quang Wei Kai City. They all moved to the forest. Park Trach was surprised to ask to move to Vu, then Tan Sao. Death also comes to speak. I think this is a very good offer. Stop talking now too. I also agree with the method of the devil. On the one hand, the people of Quang Wei Kai City not under the influence of animals. On the other hand, they can taste the holy medicine. The law of the long can. Say not, it can be a great help to us. The photographer said no wrong. People of Quang Wei Kai City. They are the most reliable people. We've been through that many times. The most united team. The people are asking each other questions. What kind of a place is that? Others say they don't know. Yang Han here admires Quang Wei Kai. The city is home, that we protect and survive our whole lives. The city has been destroyed. You still have all hope. The photographer makes a decision. Then bring everyone to the Lord of Heaven. Even if I love God, I will also deal with it. And then he looked through the cracks. This guy's aesthetic is the breakthrough we hit. I can see the eyes of the Lord. It scares the scum. Swallowing saliva squirt. He's asking you who you are. I said it has nothing to do with you. I asked you. What position do you have in goddess love? The horse's chain bowed to my God. Just a gatekeeper. Love God sent me. To guard the entrance of the world's little spirit. Until recently, the entrance suddenly opened. The Lord came in to meet the gods. Please forgive the gods. 6 angry adventurers shouted at a gatekeeper, I dare to be so arrogant. With little Lin fluttering our world. Why get angry and squeeze? It makes me scream in pain. Harry closed his eyes to the cold. Then recite the mantra so that the idea grows and covers it. I pray for God's forgiveness. Lord, please raise your hand. The photographer replied, I will not kill you today. As you carry Theo around. Attack our people. This debt cannot be unaccounted for. Next, I will bring the memory of your original God. Withdraw from your body. When the fractious are bewildered, the original God from within Lao Ra's body, make it scream 7 cities. Then, the spirit flew straight into the photographer's head. On the one hand, ask the photographer, what is this primordial memory? The memory of each person. We will all exist in the spirit. Once we take away the original God, it's going to forget everything that happened before. That we might know everything he knows. And at the same time, we can transform into its form. No one can distinguish Ra. 6 surprisingly turned to ask, God is so effective. Why? Do we catch a master of God's love? Must be. I can completely understand God's love. The photographer said, want to get the enemy's spirit? Power must be higher than the enemy. A large stage. Frantic old man. This little guy has no intelligence. 6 people said that. You are about to transform into its form. Sneaking in love with Sao. The photographer confirmed that. There's some intelligence that has to go in there to get it. The fisherman was worried, but alone in love with God. It's too dangerous, if you have been discovered. Death also agrees, yes. There are many masters in love. More, there are a few people who might be familiar with the old chagrin. Don't worry, I have a memory of it. The air is the same. Maybe his parents didn't realize it. Haha 6 belly laugh. Do you think this snake has a wife or not? Say not. There's a bunch of goblins in his house. Then you can deal with it. Just finished, the snow appeared. Hit the head, 6 adventure. The glass is also in the picture. In short, people don't have to worry. I'm worried if we're found out, there's a way to escape. If running back is absolutely no problem. 6 crossed heads, I believe this. The photographer wants to leave. No one can stop him. The photographer turned to death. What I agree with you can do. It makes me feel good to ask the photographer. Maybe he confirmed it. In the next few days, I will save my father's life. Then call the sword. He bowed his head and said, Owner, there are also some of these magical beasts. Handle it all. When I heard it, the two animals screamed. The sword's owner rarely returns. I want to go back to my parents for a while. The photographer agreed to go. With your current power in the world of darkness, there's no danger. The bow of the sword. The owner can give me this opportunity. Say it and fly away. Follow this subordinate's eye. The night is falling. On the side of the epididymis, in wonder, asked, Saving lives SAO can really do SAO. The photographer confirmed that, as long as there is life, the soul of my music has also been saved. Unfortunately, there is only a part of life. If we can't save more lives, to make a fool of himself. Death also contributes words. My grandfather could say, then surely it can be done. Yes, I can say yes. Good luck at this time. Here's Egret can live. It's really good. The photographer laughed softly and said his own water. This part of life. Just leave it for the music master to use. I'll find a part for you later. Laughing out loud, ha ha ha. Lord, you can remember me. I feel very happy. But we're used to this body. Being a spirit is not bad. It's okay to come back a little sooner or later. You should save the boy first. The photographer nodded in agreement. It's somewhere in the capital. Outside the secret, the 7-leaf clothed with the dead van is standing here. Inside is, the photographer alone painted the murals on the wall. Then sit quietly. He's very focused right now. Look at the shining glass. Then look at the image of the eucalyptus inside. He called his father-in-law. He breathed out a breath and raised his hand and began to recite. The scriptures are all around. The soul is also bright. He immediately took out the white jar of life. Kai Tuin. The water in the bottle starts to come up and turn. Talking about the goggles and then quickly launch out from there. Immediately stop self-raw large block. The body of a person appears. Time just goes by. He wears outside anxiously asking SAO has not yet finished. It's been 5 days. The old man reminded his grandfather. The life-saving ritual that the photographer said took 5 to 6 days. Maybe we have to believe him. IP Ware agree. Of course, I don't believe him. It's just that the clam has a chance to die again and again. I feel very rushed. He looked at the door and complained. Time goes by so slowly. Inside, the inscriptions on the wall gradually extinguished. The photographer is breathing. One is also sweating. What's going on here? That's San Sao. Now, a naked baby is a clam. Difficult to understand revival. Asked the photographer, are you dead? The photographer looked at me and said nothing. Full to tell the music master. Because to save lives. My soul's all been drained. Hard to understand. Saving lives is really possible. You can die and live again. Why is it possible? He raised his little hand and asked furiously. Photographer, what did you do? The photographer laughed and said, Master's music. I can't blame you for this either. This is a physical humiliation. Humiliation of the body. It is because of the condensed Kai Quan life that Ra. Your life is in your hands. Only that much. You can use it for a while. It's possible to condense Ra into such a small body. I've done my best. It makes you smoke and say no words. She laughed and said, Master's music. I don't want people looking at me either. I have to call you a musician. This is called a bad memory. The angry man asked, when will we finally be able to recover? As the original form, the photographer laughed and told the musician, you are a little too big. Body that uses life. This Kai Tuin condenses Ra, except for the old man. It's also pure Yang. The woodpecker looked down at the little nightingale. I don't want this pure ocean. You said, tell me, when will we be able to recover as we were before? Photographer replied, this must be cultivated to the martial arts world. Maybe it's okay. Because of the fake martial arts, you can arbitrarily change your appearance. Question in cardboard. Martial arts world, what is this world? There's a higher realm than legend. Li confirmed. Of course, tradition is just the beginning of cultivation. There are also celestial objects in the sky. The dragon path above. It is martial arts that is very fast. Yep, Tong shouted. How much does it cost to train to the level of Black Kim? Want to practice to the martial arts world. Not for hundreds of years. Or why I don't care now. Let me grow up. The photographer grinned. I can't do this either. You can only rely on yourself. It's actually very fast. Master's music doesn't have to be discouraged. It makes Yi Tong hot and furious. Then the secret door 7 was opened. The photographer dragged his body out. It caused the 2 grandchildren to run out of fever. Hurry to ask the ceremony photographer, 7 defeat then, Sao. Death also looked at him with wide eyes. Like a smiling photographer saying it worked. But IP looked up and wondered. Why are you the only one out? He also asked me, where is my father? The regent replied to his father-in-law that he was the opposite. If you live again, you will also live again. It's just that he doesn't feel like he has a nose. Meet everyone. They don't have a nose to see us. This word means Sao. Suddenly, a little boy came out. I was surprised to see him ask who he was. Why is it in secret 7? Buddha bowed his head in ceremony. Your father is a traitor. I was surprised to see that I asked him why. Then he looked at the photographer and asked, are you looking for a child to deceive me? The photographer shrugged his shoulders and said, is that possible? How dare you deceive people? Your child's appearance as a child. Maybe you remember, right? I wear it close to the eyes. To the bewildered lion. If you think so, why should you do it? I should have called this 3-year-old in front of me. The father of Sao. The photographer laughed and said this was the end of the line. The disgrace of my father-in-law is to use Kai Quian's life to reshape. Unfortunately, the material in the hands is limited. But wait for him to train to the martial arts world. Of course, you can change your appearance at will. I agree with you, that is not wrong. The photographer said more, it's not hard to understand. Love can be done through the Ganoderma. On the flesh of others. My father-in-law went into the flesh. By Kai Tuin life condensed Ra. I don't know if people understand that or not. He spoke thoughtfully, even though he could understand. But we still can't believe it. The man in front of you is a cowboy. The photographer saw that the clam was also sighing dejectedly. Then you laugh. He glanced at the boy and asked, "Are you happy again?" So the photographer immediately shut his mouth.